All right, what is going on? Today we are here with the Ensoniq EPS 16 Plus, my favorite sampler, period. For many reasons, the EPS is just an all-around crazy sampler that you can just do anything you want. Aside from the fact that it was my first sampler, there's incredible nostalgic value for me, so there's some bias there. But aside from that, you may be asking, well, why not the ASR 10? The EPS and the ASR 10 are extremely close. I did a video a few years back entitled Which Ensoniq Sampler Should I Get, where I list all the differences and similarities between all the Ensoniq samplers, including the EPS 16 Plus and the ASR 10. So for a sampler, for me, this meets all my criteria for what I need. It's incredibly experimental. It's just something that can go anywhere you want it to go. Now, aside from that, major news. The pre-orders for my new album, History Never Gets Old, is live today. You can get it. Info in the description box below. This is a cassette and digital release, and it's been my first album in a good bit. I haven't done anything since 2015, so I'm very happy to get something back into the mix. If you are wondering and you don't know the style of music I do experimental sample-based music that has a slight anchor to boom bap, and I mean very slight. Most of it's very experimental, where I take samples from all over the place and mix them together till they sound good to me. So head on over after this video to the link in the description box and get your pre-order of History Never Gets Old. Now, back to the EPS. I was playing around today and I found out something that I never knew and never really bothered to delve into. So for those of you that don't know, the EPS 16 Plus has an internal square wave in it. But for the longest time, I never knew that the square wave that was in there by default is set to a bidirectional loop, which doesn't sound too good. It sounds kind of like this. Right? That's what the square wave sounds like right out the box. And I just accepted that. I'm like, oh, that's a weird sounding square wave. Maybe they did something cheap, single cycle waveform, whatever. You can still do a lot with it. However, because it's on a bidirectional loop, it doesn't sound the best. But check this out. When I put it to forward loop, as it should be, it sounds like this. You get this big roaring square wave, which I never knew. So right now I'm just going to play around with some sounds and show you what it sounds like just as it is. So if any of you are digging into the EPS or the ASR 10, try putting it on regular forward loop and you'll be very much pleased with what you hear. So right out the bat, I made these patches right here. Right? You get this massive, crazy square wave that has a lot of artifacts in it. You can actually hear it where I don't know what it is. I can't say it's aliasing or whatever. I have no idea, but it just sounds really, really dirty. And for an internal square wave, it's something that you can use. You can just like listen to that, you know? You can make some stuff with it. I've put together a quick sequence of stuff just to show you with those two sounds, the amount of things you can accomplish. And with like a little bit more effort, you could make incredible things just with the internal square wave. And by the way, these square waves are so small that you can just make a million sounds before you even make a dent in any type of storage device, even a floppy. So let's just go through what I've done. Oh, by the way, I've added some delay to the sounds just to give them a little bit more space and make them less dry, let's say. All right, let's go. All right, simple things. The square wave is a lot better for me than it used to be. I didn't mind it before, and I've created patches with it before and used them. And I just can't believe I've never even looked at the parameter to actually shift it and make it loop forward instead of forward and backwards. And that's what I mean about these type of old samplers. You learn about your gear the more you use it. That is the trick. So don't feel like you have to get new gear all the time when you run out of inspiration. 9 times out of 10, you probably haven't really gone full level on what you already have. Anyway, that is all I wanted to share with you today. Mark your calendars for the release December 5th of History Never Gets Old. Pre-orders start today. And by the way, episode 51 of the Samplers Podcast is live right now as well. Check that out. I will catch you on the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace.